Hey family, hey family, y'all know what time it is. I am going to try not to be on too long. Uh, and I'm going to just say this. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. It sounds kind of, sometimes you want to do it kind of in a sexy way, right? Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I just got a few things, y'all. I want to say right. Uh, Whatever you do in your life to better help improve your life, or you the type of person that likes to help other people, that's great. And the reason why I'm saying that, because that's what my life is about. And if you feel as though consistently and constantly beating people down, you know, makes you a better person, then that's fine. That is not what I try to do, you know. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, um, and the only reason why I come hard the way I do with us sometimes as black people, because my goal is whatever, listen to what I'm saying, whatever I say out my mouth. And if you feel like I'm degrading you or downing you, you flip it to show yourself you are better than anything anybody can say out their mouth about you. Did you miss it? Anytime, not just me, I'm just saying anybody that wants to degrade you, want to down you, you prove to them that you are better than anything they can say out their mouths. Because you're not what people try to make you out to be. So the reason why I'm saying this, when I tell y'all, check this out. When I say I'm a community activist, right? That means I love the people. And I want to see better for the people. I want better for the people. If I tell you I'm a community organizer, basically what I'm saying to you, I used to live a certain way of life. At one time, I was poisoning the community. You get me? So now that I learned from those mistakes, I can come into the community and we can help us organize. I was kind of stuttering with that one. But I can come into the community to help us organize our communities. I don't just come on here to be talking. That's just the way y'all look at it. But if I tell you these things, that's because I'm saying, and I'm from Baltimore City. So I love my city. I understand the condition that my city is in. I understand where a lot of it is coming from to not better Baltimore City. Now, I was sitting up here thinking today, right? Oh, he loud. Oh, he this. Oh, he that. Because I'm known as the big mouth, bald head black dude. Stop freaking labeling me. What you want me to sit up here? Well, see, what happened was I kind of know this and I kind of know that. Well, because of this, because of that. Do that makes you feel better? You better get away from me with that. But anyway, let me go back to this one, right? Uh, I have to find my own style and my own way of doing things and be okay with it. Do not try to mold and shape Steve Copeland out to be who you want me to be. Because if you're an insecure person, don't try to throw me in your category. If you don't have balls, if you don't have courage, if you don't have confidence to stand up to the ones that come up against us, and they ain't all white. So stop your white man, this white man, that they ain't all white. They ain't all white. I can tell you that point blank. But that's our stuff because you so blind. The white man this and the white man that. We need to get our own land. This world is made up of many, many, many people. And when I hear y'all say that, I'm like, what the slavery plantation type of bull crap is that? And y'all believe in that. Life is what you make of it. That's what I learned in this process too. But let me, because I don't want to go too far. But the reason why I said I'm not going to try to stay too long, Ben, and I was on Ben's panel yesterday, right? As a community activist, as a human rights advocate, as a community organizer, as a community outreach coordinator, a lot of this, and listen to what I'm saying, community. It's about building up. And not just building up in your community, you gotta come with solutions or intervention programs, right? I was sitting up here, I was trying to see what's my paperwork in this drawer right here. Well, at my little desk, right? I was sitting up here listening to some people. And I'm gonna tell y'all, a lot of times I feel like an outcast when I come on people's platforms. Because I hear so many of y'all talk about, well, see, it's this there, it's this there, it's this there, it's this there. And the moment I step in, I'm going to share with you what Steve Copeland doing in Baltimore City to help like slow a lot of the stuff down. I can tell you programs, I can tell you people in Baltimore City, whatever issues we talk about, I can tell you, name the people that's in Baltimore City already have nonprofits or businesses that's doing that to better improve the lives of individuals and families. I can tell you that. But a lot of y'all, what you do, you have a tendency to stand stuck in the problem. And you okay with that. And guess what? The moment I come in, because I might come in to let y'all know certain things we can do, it'll fly right over y'all head, because I notice when I say something, y'all will shut up a little bit because you hear what I'm saying. Then you'll go back to mimicking the same things again. Well, see, we need to this and we need that. I said, God damn. Didn't I just tell y'all some of the things we can do, or not just some of the things we can do? What we are doing, that goes to show me a lot of y'all is just so used to crying and running off at your freaking mouths. Because it's a talking point. And that's what I realized. It's a talking point. And you're proud of yourself. Do you know it takes a lot of courage? It takes a lot of balls to come up against people like our politicians, like our organized religious sectors that tends to keep our people enslaved and oppressed. And it flies right over your head. So when you take somebody like myself who runs off of this big mouth to let y'all know some of the things we can do to slow a lot of this down, y'all don't want to hear. You don't want to hear. You know why? Because I can tell from your response. When I say certain things, y'all will go right back to mimicking the same bull crap again. And I'm like, look at this shit. Look at this shit. You know why? Because that's the way we've been taught. Oh, woe is me. This ain't right. That ain't right. And you'll do it again, not realizing you're doing it. Now, I'm in Baltimore City. I can only tell you what I'm doing in Baltimore City. I can't tell you in D.C. I can't tell you in Chicago. I can't tell you in these places, because wherever you at, we learn from each other. So if you're the type of person that want to better your community or want to better help people's lives, then listen to somebody else that's doing actually the footwork. So when I tell y'all, right, I have a housing program where I help the homeless and the less fortunate people. When I tell y'all, most of the people that I work with, and I don't know about y'all, most of the people that suffers with a lot of these bills that they create and everything, it tends to cut out a lot of the state and the federal programs for low to moderate income people. But guess what? You might be the type of person, and I have to go to Little Steve. I got to go to Little Steve. Little Steve been playing soccer since he was about 5 years old. Little Steve plays soccer today. Do y'all know they built the whole team around Little Steve? That's how good he played. They started a team around Little Steve. We didn't have to go to the state, or we didn't have to go to the federal government. Can you give us this? Can you give us this? And a lot of times I don't like to share stuff like that. You know why? Because I don't want y'all to think I'm trying to act better than. My son came to see me in therapy the other day. And one of the guys that's in therapy, white guy, they hugged each other. He's like, oh man, blah, 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 Mr. Copeland, your fault. You know how good that makes me feel to know my son play what he play? And not only that, he plays with Chinese people. He plays with all nationalities. That's not just white. That's not just black. Because y'all make the world seem like that's all it's made of is white and black people. Do you know how good that feels to watch my son, mainly when he started college, to play with Chinese people? And I'm going to tell y'all what he was telling me the other day. A lot of coaches will ask Steve to come and play with them so that they can win, like if they're in a tournament. And now that they know Little Steve messed with other cultures and other races, they want Steve to come and bring them. But y'all so busy stuck on the white and the black thing. The white man this and the black man that. Most of Steve's friends are white. But y'all so stuck. You so stuck. We're so stuck. Not only that, I started basically the multi-purpose center for inner city youth, right? Stephen Copeland Jr., Sports and Talents. The goal is to open up 4 multi-purpose centers for inner city youth. Music, art, theater, dancing, all that type of stuff. I'm looking at a lot of my friends in Baltimore City. Uncle T, thank you, bro. He worked with young men. He worked with females too. Young, you know, ladies like. So the reason why I'm saying that, because a lot of men just work with the men. But to see him working with the young ladies too, so now I started the teen talk show. So the goal is when I'm ready to produce that or get that up and running the way I want to, I'm going to Mr. T. Not just Mr. T, I'm going to other brothers that I know and sisters that have programs where they work with the young men and women. Because the whole point is to have a talk show for them so they can be able to talk about where they at, what's going on in their lives. I listen to a lot of y'all. I don't hear y'all talk about creating nothing. But you'll sit up here, well, kids only supposed to be seen and not heard. That's a damn lie. I grew up on that shit. That's a lie. I grew up off of that. And I damn sure didn't play that with my kids. I had to show my kids something totally different, you know, because we old school. And my kids will tell you right now to the day, if you disrespect elders or you disrespect your teachers, and I was listening to Dr. Wyatt talking about that the other day, last night, right? Y'all know our parents came at us. So I only gave back what was given to me. I watched my mother, 7 different children by 7 different men. I watched my mother struggle to take care of her children. So why do y'all think, can you imagine, right? I just want you to see this, what I'm getting ready to say. Why I help women with children to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet and be more productive, where if you do the necessary work when you sign up for my program, because we offer full wraparound services, the whole goal is to help you learn how not to depend on state and government funding. So now you talking about when you getting, say, TCA, or you working at a minimum wage job. The goal is to get you in a career-minded job where you can pay, and I'm only just throwing numbers out, that $1,000 a month rent, that $1,500 a month rent, mainly if you want something with 3 or 4 bedrooms. Most of the places with 3 or 4 bedrooms, and I'm gonna say the apartment complexes, right? They want about $1,500, $1,800, $2,000. I don't even want to put you in nothing like that. Or if I get you into something that expensive, now I'm looking for housing to help assist you with the rent. And then y'all sitting up there, people so busy staying on, they've been on it for 30, 40, 50 years, and they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. Well, you teach people not to be so independent. But then, I'm sorry, I said independent. I ain't mean that. You teach them to be more independent themselves. I'm sorry. I think I was trying to say that, right? I think I was trying to say that. Where they don't have to rely on the state and the government. I hear a lot of y'all, that's all you do is down people. Down. Yeah, because they've been doing this and doing that. And see, a lot of y'all don't know. I don't know if it's still doing it, if it's still around, but I'm getting ready to say right now. A lot of mothers did have to sign up for those programs. They had programs. So I don't know if they cut them out or what. I don't know. I just can only tell y'all where I'm at right now. And they did have programs where you on TCA, you can get into low income housing, you can get into Section 8, but you had to sign up for the programs. Now, mind you, that's why I deal with case workers, case managers, workers, stuff like that, because they will call me because of the housing program. They might have a client that needs help. They might have a client that's in a shelter, and they trying to get them out the shelter into at least a temporary housing until we can get them into a permanent housing. It's a process. Shelter, temporary, permanent. Some people you got to work with. You got to help change this. You got to teach them how to be more responsible and productive. I'm gonna go back to this one here. You got to change your old ways of thinking. So that's what my program is all about. It's helping people to redevelop a life worth living. So when I tell you all this, and it's going to fly right over your head, watch this right here. I have 32 years clean. I don't hustle. I don't do a lot of the stuff I used to do to try to earn a life that way. So what I had to do was flip it around. I had to change my old ways of thinking. I had to change people, places, and things. So that's the same method I work with the people with. It's been working for me for a day at a time, going on 33 years. So you want to tell me it don't work? Let me say it again. It's been working with me a day at a working with for me a day at a time for almost 30 work a day at a time, almost 33 years. I don't never, and I'm just saying this today, and it's August the 7th. I don't never want to go back to doing some of the stuff I used to do. And most of all, picking up smugs and all that type of stuff. You get me? I don't never want to do that again. A day at a time. And that's what it is, just for today. I can say that because the mind promised. So guess what? When you see me coming the way I come, you have to speak with courage and confidence. Y'all call it ego and pride, and that's okay too. As long as I'm doing it in a more positive way, you get me? I ain't out there breaking laws to earn a living. Matter of fact, I don't make no money off of nothing I do to help our people. Nothing, at least not yet. Nothing. But I get people that talk about me, criticize me, say all that good stuff, but the good part about me, I know is a bunch of freaking lies, and they know it too. I'm telling y'all, people know Steve Copeland. If somebody call you and tell you Steve this, Steve that, you know they be lying, but you'll believe that bull crap anyway. Y'all know that ain't like me. That ain't me. That ain't me. But y'all will sit back because of the chaos and confusion. Oh yeah, he this, he that, and then it hits you. That's not Steve. I had people do that. And this is what I tell people. Check this out. When y'all hear me say robbing Peter to pay Paul, I will tell you like this. And Facebook, look at me. If you robbing and stealing from our homeless individuals to fatten up your pocket, anybody can tell you, I will tell you, stay out my goddamn way. Because that's not where I'm at. That's why a lot of people walk away from me. And I tell you, if that's your game, that's your game. But don't bring that crooked stuff my way. And guess what? Y'all get mad at me when I say that. And common sense. You right there. Let me say this. I ain't gonna really say no names too much, but please catch the drift. A certain person with this housing program, the goal was to take over the lease so that her and her daughter can come out. She liked me, common sense. She wanted more out of it. I'm not selling my soul for nobody. Do you know I had some people told me I should have? I was like, no, you didn't. And you're another Christian person too? You talking about how good God is and you gonna tell me, you telling me I should have signed, I should have did such and such and such. So that person would sign the contract over to me. I said, you know what? I ain't selling my soul for nobody. And these people that said their common sense, I respect them to the utmost. I said, not no more. Sex is an addiction for me. And I don't. And y'all can go back and tell her, I don't mix business and pleasure, even with the women in my housing program. So if a woman come and tell you, oh, Steve this, Steve that, towards her, no, he's not. No, he don't. And I'm going to tell you why, to make it clear. I have women that deal with women. So if they tell you anything of that nature, they're lying. I do not deal with women one-on-one. So anybody tell you something like that, listen to what Steve Copeland just said. If you want to know anything about me, call me. I will tell you. Matter of fact, you can come on my live. Because when I come on here, I talk about Steve. I ain't got to come on here and say, well, cousin Adam Apple and cousin Pickle-Fawn and all that. I don't do that. I talk about Steve. That's what y'all need to understand. Well, my uncle way back, blah, blah. I don't do that. I talk about me because I know me. What I like, what I don't like, what I practice, what I don't practice. That'd be a lot of y'all that loves that chaos and the confusion and he said, she said, that said, went that way. And y'all get a lot of energy off that bull jump. You get a lot. I don't play that. I don't play that. And Wanda, you know I love you, baby. Wanda, you know I love you, baby. And the reason why I said, Wanda, I love you, baby, because Wanda can tell you point blank too. Steve do not deal with women by himself. She is one of the ones, anytime we might have an issue with somebody, she talks to them. She was the one when down at the building, right? She will come and check your rooms and stuff and make sure you got your stuff clean and doing what you're supposed to do. And Wanda will do this. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, she will come and tell me. And if I step up and come to you 9 times out of 10, Wanda or another female with me. If I step to you, and I'm going to say this to you, for some of y'all Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized, perfect people, your ass is in trouble when I come. Am I lying, Wanda? Because if Wanda come to me and say, or Steve, when Steve was there, certain people not doing what they supposed to do because they know what people supposed to do, I'm just sitting back. So if I step in, your ass in trouble. And common sense, if you still there, please forgive me for cursing. But when it comes to people's lives, I take it serious. I'm no joke. I'm sitting up here, Wanda, and I know you gave your friend a birthday party. Wanda had all this goddamn soul food, potato salad, macaroni salad, bologna salad. I'm looking at all this goddamn food. And that's how Wanda carry it. That's why I asked Wanda to be my outreach coordinator. Because when it comes to community events, Wanda gonna please, please. Wanda gonna blow it up. Wanda was the one that decorated just about everything in the building. I would pick with her, right? Cause me and Wanda was making up a bid one day, right? See y'all don't know. Wanda, I hope you still right there, baby. We look, she gonna tell me, look, my mother taught me how to make up a bid like the hospital style bid. And man, Wanda over there arguing, that ain't how you did it. That ain't how you do that. And guess what? She basically ended up doing the same thing. It was just her own little way. And we up there arguing. I said, Wanda, I can do this better than you. I can do that better than you. But one thing I love about Wanda, when it comes to the community, she don't play. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. And Wanda, like I said, if you still there, I gotta do this. The yard at 908, we was fixing it up for a playground for the kids, swing and all that type of stuff. I wasn't allowing outside people to come in. First, I wanted to make sure everything was going right with my housing people, right? Then, little by little, we will implement the community. Do y'all realize the people that I call myself working with, like the lady that I was subleasing from or subleasing from, every time I went to do something, she talked against it. We have a culinary kitchen in there, right? I ain't asked this woman for one damn dime to put that kitchen, to get that kitchen up and running. And I'm sitting there talking about, we can do this, we can do that, we can teach culinary classes, blah, blah, blah. And here she comes. Well, now you gotta do this. You gotta do this. She talked against everything that we, and I gotta throw you in here, Wanda, everything we tried to do. Even Wanda even brought a guy in. Thank you, baby. I just thought about that. Wanda brought a guy in because we had a specific room for a barber to come in so he can start training. Not only that, we had an area for the cosmetologists in this building. Wanda, if you look at some of the pictures on my page, Wanda was the one, and I'm going to tell y'all I had to make sure that sucker was right because Wanda didn't play. Wanda said she cleaned the kitchen up real good so I could do it. But look, that's one of the reasons why I asked Wanda to come and be a part of the housing program, because I know how Wanda is when it comes to serving the community. And Wanda I labeled as my community outreach coordinator. Now, not only that, Wanda, the little area that we was in, I was looking for us to have functions there and everything. And I knew Wanda was going to lay that sucker out. I knew she was. It was just the point of us getting to that point. So guess what? This woman come in with her big ass mouth, interfering with my housing program. And God, please forgive me, with some other people that I call myself partnering with. You never, and I want to make this clear to a lot of y'all suckers, I do temporary housing. Okay? I'm real good at what I do in that area. I need you to come in with your profession. Don't come in. Yo, Wanda! We had a pastor coming in too. Set up everything. Wanda just said it. And Wanda, be honest with you. Be honest. I sent Miss what's your name? Miss Deborah. I text Miss Deborah. I said, if you want me to go down there, I'll go down there and clean that building up. That building was known as, come on, Wanda, give me the name of the building. It was known as the Animal House. When I came in, it wasn't going to be known as no Animal House no more. The goal was to flip it all around. Guess what it's known back at now? Known as now, the Animal House. I had got a phone call because I had to walk away. I had to step away. But still, they are my housing program. I had to step away from being in the building because it was too much chaos and confusion. And I know my mouth. And I know when dealing with the police in Baltimore City, they don't listen to shit. Firsthand. They don't listen. The more I tell them who I am and what I do, it flies right over their head. They don't care. It's like, what law did you break? I said, oh shit, they ain't even paying attention. So y'all talk that junk. I see a certain thing with them. So for me, I had to shut up and I had to back up. And the reason why I backed up, Wanda, because I have 3 years of probation. And I didn't want to, which had happened anyway. I had to go to freaking court for somebody with some bull junk. They threw it out. It was like a known process. So now this month, because of what this young lady did, I got to go to court on the 28th of this month because not parole, but because they saying I violated my thing. I ain't do shit to violate nothing. So guess what? I'm waiting to talk with them too. So a lot of y'all that don't have the balls and the courage, and when I say them, I'm talking about the prosecutor. Because number one, I want to read their asses. Your boss, Ivan Bates, I helped twice in Baltimore City. When he first ran for that position, I helped him. The second time he ran for that position, I helped him. So when you said I was guilty, Miss Prosecutor, by association, I wanted to tell you so bad, so is your fucking boss. Because he know me. So is Brandon Scott, because he know me. If you want to play those games, guilty by association, they know what Steve Copeland do around in Baltimore City. And I wanted to tell her that so goddamn freaking bad, but I was like, I'm good. And when I went to court for that young lady, Wanda, I did say something to that prosecutor that was there and the judge. Because number one, I'm known as the big mouth, bald head black dude. And I told them I'm getting sick and tired of y'all letting people come down here and say little stupid stuff. And then I got to go through the whole process because of somebody else's lie, only for y'all to turn around and throw it out. Because I knew she wasn't going to show up. And then turned around to find out, show you how small Baltimore City is. My stepdaughter knew who they was. Talking about how they like to play games with people. And the reason why I'm saying that, I try not to do this, Wanda. Remember I told y'all, the life I used to live, if you threaten me in any way, and I know the specific area that you in, I will make a phone call. And my goal is your bark bigger than your bite? Is you the type of person that once you say certain things, you will actually act out on it? And when I call certain people, they be like, oh man, don't worry about that. It's just talk. See, we can threaten you, we can do certain things, but where I come from, and that's why I thank God. That's why I have to watch what I say out my mouth. That's why I thank God I am not the person I used to be. And I will tell you like this, because the way my brothers taught me, you never, and catch what I'm saying, let your right hand know what your left hand doing. If you threaten somebody, you never let them walk away. You never. Because you don't know when they might come back. And a lot of y'all thugs, A lot of y'all call yourself being slick, hardcore, and you'll say, I'll do this to you, I'll do that to you. Okay, I'm gonna wait till you come and do it. Do you know how much work that takes? Not to respond to something like that? But see, I have to think like that because I don't like prison. The hell I look like? I'm a freaking man. I want to be over the prison with a bunch of other niggas. Excuse me, God. I'm talking about men. Nothing but men. So I'm over there trying to be slick. I'm over there trying to impress other freaking men. And a lot of you brothers like that. You come in with your pants up, and next thing you know, I look around because I was over there. Your pants hanging down. And the way I was taught, when your pants hanging down, you making your booty available. And y'all don't even realize it. You don't even realize it. Y'all in prison, yeah, man, blah, 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 to another man. Yo, they showing your muscles reflecting to another man. And you proud of that. No way in the world. I'm telling you, me. The heck I want to go with some prison for, and I'm looking around. Ain't no daggone, females in there for me to desire and stuff like that. And I'm looking at other guys and stuff, and I can tell y'all over there, oh, he cute. Y'all doing it. Y'all doing it. But then when you come home, you tough as all out doing. Yeah, bro, I'm a take you out just to go back to prison. I will run from your ass because I ain't trying to go to prison. So Po in Baltimore City, those 11 months I spent over there terrified me. And like I told your correction officers and the rest of them, I said, keep coming for me because I know my friend used to be warden over there. I said, come on. And Ralph Johnson, I know you don't mind me saying your name. He ran for mayor. I met him. I was inviting him out to our housing program, right? He was a correction officer. He retired. I knew he wrote one book, but when I was over there and I mentioned his name, they told me he wrote several books about the prison. So my thing, what I'm saying is, watch who you fuck with because you don't know who. And I'm talking about you too, as crime. Because once you come across that door, you had that done something wrong. No, go ask Shipley. Then I said his name. Go ask Jacqueline. Then I said her name. What did Steve Copeland do for y'all to create these charges to have his ass put away? And let me tell y'all this. The same way they created charges on me, can y'all imagine what they done to a lot of other men? Because I was talking to them over the prison and I was mentioning their names and a lot of them knew who they was. And I told them, I said, when y'all get home, if y'all want to do such and such and such. Now, for the longest time, I couldn't share that. Why? Because I was on the home monitor. I had to learn, once they close it out, I can give you their whole freaking names. And I can tell you this. I told Brandon Scott way before they arrested me. I said, Brandon Scott, I need to talk to you. I'm having a problem with the Eastern District Police Department. I told Colonel Melvin Russell. I told Isabel Cumming. I I wasn't working with them no more because I was tired of the way they was coming at me. Isabel Cumming, if y'all don't know who she is, that's the white woman. That's the Inspector General. She was the one that told me, Steve, don't turn your back on the Baltimore City Police Department. So a lot of y'all who disrespect me and don't know who I am, I'm only helping us. So don't get it wrong. Like I said, Colonel Melvin Russell knew what I was going through. And guess what? I'm going to mention the name of y'all. Fox 45 News, Mackenzie Frost. I told her way before I was arrested, Wanda, I was having an issue with the Eastern District Police Department. And she told me, she said, Mr. Copeland, I'll look into it. One thing I love about Mackenzie Force, she digs for the fucking dirt. And a lot of y'all don't like it. Y'all don't like it. And not just that I called Mackenzie Frost, I called Julian with Fox 45 News, said, man, I need y'all. So a lot of people knew what I was going through. A lot of them did not know I'd end up getting arrested off of these fake charges. Tim Fazenberger knew what I was going through. Christopher Anderson watched what I was going through. Most of the Republican Party. I am a Republican for some of you Republicans. And guess what? Y'all watch what I went through, and none of y'all came out and support me. None of y'all. So y'all want to talk about the Democratic Party? Y'all a bunch of scared freaking bunch of Republicans. Not all of y'all. I'm just talking about the ones I'm dealing with. And then look, Wanda, not being smart, right? Y'all don't realize this. Do y'all realize the Republican Party fights each other? I'm talking about physically. And guess what? I was reading something last night, and it talked about that. They will break out into a fight amongst each other quick. Not your Democrats. Not your Democrats. That's why I listen to a lot of y'all, and I hear what you're saying, but until you start associating, watch that word, did I say that? Associating with these people, you'll understand. Because see, I try not to, and I'm talking about Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. I don't give a freak about your political affiliation. Rather you are a Democrat, rather you are a Republican, you are a freaking human being. That's your bull junk when you want to separate it like that. You got a lot of Democrats and Republicans that work together. A lot of them don't believe in certain things. Most of them, some of them, all of them. They do believe in the people. They want what's best for the people. What I love about the Republican Party, and don't get it wrong, they trying to fix it where people can be more independent, where you won't have to rely on the state and the government for assistance. But the thing is, they say that, but they don't have no programs created where like Steve coming at with the solution. That's why I listen to a lot of y'all. I listen. And this is what I learned. Your politicians, ask them, what type of program do you have in the city that's actually helping people turn their lives around? And watch what they tell you. Any nonprofits, any programs they have in the city to help people turn their lives around, guess what? Once they become a politician, they got to back up off it. So ask them towards the solution. It's all about the policies. That's what killed me about y'all, because you sit up here and you act like you know every freaking thing and not understand it. It's going to take the community to come back together to do some stuff. Then you'll sit back. For a lot of y'all that's looking at me, look at Jasmine Crockett. Look at Jasmine Crockett. She is a politician, right? Understand, she has a degree in political science. Do Donald Trump have one? And I'm not saying it to be smart. Donald Trump told y'all, I'm not a politician. I'm a man that happened to run for president. I even asked people, how was he able to do that? When you know people that knows people that knows people, they put you in positions. See, a lot of y'all ain't paying no attention to that. He don't understand the constitutional rights, but he understand as far as how to be a crook or business-wise. I don't want to call him too much of a crook. He understands the point of it. And Donald Trump he shows you just how easy it is from a business standpoint how to run America. So if you understand the lies, the manipulations, the games that's being played, he's basically telling us, I'm good at what I do. And you can't do nothing but respect that. But the reason why I don't care for him in that way, he reminds me too much of the way I used to live my life. So a lot of y'all that's kissing his butt, that's licking his the only reason why I don't care for it reminds me, he reminds me too much of my past life. I'm talking about me. And if you don't see, well, it's a lot of us that see it. But if you don't see that for yourself, that's fine. That's fine. Because that's how he wants you to be. But he done told us a lot of stuff. I watched this man when I was at Kimberly Klacik, when he was running for the second time. And Kimberly Klacik was running for Congress. I'm watching him walk down to come to speak by himself. And I said, that's a powerful man. And when I said that, I was talking about he's a line manipulating, no good, and he know how to play the people. He know how to play the people. And see, y'all got to understand this, right? We talking about people of power. So it's always somebody over top of somebody. Always. I guarantee you, a lot of y'all would not ask him. If he started out into this thing, he was worth $3 billion. He probably worth 10 now. Do you think he doing this not to earn nothing out of it? And I might have jumped a little bit too far with the 10 billion. Could be 6. Right? 3 billion. He has a tendency when he lose money, he don't lose his money, he lose your money. But a lot of y'all will praise him. Because he had people that believe in him and invest in him. His name is on a lot of stuff, but it's not really his. That's why it trips out on a lot of y'all. Tell me how much time, since a lot of y'all want to do this, right? If he have to sign, oops, did I say that? Policies into laws, so legislations or anything. If he have to sign it into laws, how many of those bills he sat down and actually created himself? He don't. But y'all will sit back and say, oh, Trump this, Trump that. And guess what? I ain't even gonna just say Trump. Because I had to go back and look at Obama too. If they represent the American people, how much time they have to actually sit down and write legislations, policies, laws, and then turn around and sign it or veto it? Y'all don't catch it? You don't catch it? He doesn't do it. The same way he has a team that normally writes wherever he's speaking at. He has a team that writes his speeches. Whenever you hear him talking the way he talks, that's because he's not following whatever they wrote for him to speak from. That's why a lot of stuff he say, it might not, sound educational and proper. You get me? Because he's going off his own stuff. A lot of y'all don't know that. But the only reason why I can tell y'all that, because when we helped Kimberly Klacik with her, when she was running for Congress, we would sit down. It all depends on the area she would go in. If she came into the inner city, who do you help? Who do you think helped them? Ben, I'll be over in a little bit. I'm coming over. Who do you think helped them? Right? Have her speak to the people. Then if she's speaking in a more conservative area, then her speech would be catered more towards the conservative people. Your millionaires, your billionaires. Y'all don't realize that's how they do things? Oops, I'm sorry. I'm kind of letting you know. That's only because I learned to get involved. I learned to get involved. Hey, you better stop because look, I'm coming over there, right? As you begin to grow, I am going to talk more about where you at, but I'm gonna talk about it like to people I know here in Baltimore City because of the movement you're doing, Ben, and how you want more people, the voices, not just voices, because my goal is to get people that actually doing the work because of what I heard last night too. And that's why I told you, I said, bro, you awesome. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all for me, and I've been telling myself, Steve, please shut your mouth. Please shut your mouth. Cause I see a lot. I got you, Ben. And I'm like, Steve, shut your mouth. And the only reason why Ben, thank you. They was talking about how Jasmine Crockett was saying more of us need to come together. She was talking about something that was going on in Texas, and the same things Jasmine Crockett be saying. I say it all the time. I say it all the time. How we need to come together as people. But it flies right over y'all head. This woman is bagging people. She bagging us. She's doing it because number one, now the politics part, she's good at. But now watch this. She's a community activist. She's a human rights advocate. She has y'all best interests at heart. And it flies right over your head. And the stuff I say out my mouth, y'all will sit back and look at me and y'all will judge me rather than doing the right things to move forward. Listen to the message. Listen to the message, right? It's to motivate, it's to encourage you, it's to empower you. Listen to the message. And I said, which a lot of y'all don't pay a lot of attention, it's times I just want to turn my back. I just want to turn my back. Because I feel like this, if you're not willing to come out and fight, then why the fuck should I keep putting my life on the line? And I watched Jasmine Crockett, right? And I know she's well protected. Look what happened with Martin Luther King. Look what happened with Malcolm X. Look what happened to a lot of our leaders from back in the days that stepped up to the plate. I was listening to some people downgrading Jesse Jackson the other day. I don't care how he might have lived his life on the side, but y'all got to understand what this man stood for. All of them. All of them. Look how they sit up there and want to Al Sharpton. You want to sit up there and I don't, now mind you, the reason why I'm saying this, because look what they stood for. I don't give a freak about their personal life or who they slept with, who they've been around with. It was a movement. And see what y'all will do, y'all will focus on, oh, he cheated on his wife. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. But you never pay attention to the movement or what it meant. All right, bro. And guess what? Y'all will sit back, you'll focus on the negative stuff, and a lot of the stuff that I used to do, I don't do no more. But y'all will tear me apart. Because you'll find a reason because of your scared self. Now let's be real. That's why my topic is keeping it live. I mean, keeping life real. A lot of you talk a good game, but you're afraid to actually stand up. And I can't knock y'all sometimes because I know when you stand up what is right for what is right, what can actually come up against you. I know it. And sometimes I can't blame you because I know what can happen. Just like a lot of stuff that happens, say like, I can tell you, and it's a lot of us, I'm not by myself. When certain people run for certain political positions, we already know they're gonna win. It doesn't matter how you vote, what you do, this and that. We already know. We already know. We already know. When I seen Kwesi stepped up to the plate and they put Kwesi in position to run for Congress, even though Kimberly Klacik had him outnumbered and she had all that, people all around the world. But the moment Kwesi came in, I said, that's it. Because if you into certain things the way some of us is, you already know who getting the seat. I don't care how much you vote. And I'm not saying don't vote. Don't get it wrong. I'm not saying don't vote. But from where I'm at and how involved I'm in, and a lot of times they will put people in positions that they can manipulate and play. Now, Baltimore City, check this out. Let me show you something. Marilyn Mosby. Whatever she did was her goddamn own business. About them houses and all that type of stuff. However, she might have went into her 401k or her retirement plan and lied about that. That's personal. How did they find that out? See, y'all don't pay attention to stuff like that. I closed my accounts out. I would get money out of my accounts too to take my family on trips. And not only that, if I put in for about $10,000, maybe 5 or 6,000 went in to do something in the house, right? Because that's why I asked for it. But then about 4,000 of that, I took my family on trips. I'm just showing y'all some of the stuff that I seen. And we do that. Y'all the one, oh, she's a fraud. Oh, she this, oh, she that. You got money sitting in these like 401ks. Am I saying it right? 401ks, retirement plans. Do y'all realize the bank is investing off of your money by lending it to other people? But you earning what? 2% off of it, but they earning damn near 10% off of your money? Huh? Huh? So I used her as an example. She was for the people. Sheila Dixon. Gift cards. Sheila Dixon is for the people. But y'all will sit back and talk real bad about it. But you got to understand, when certain people don't want you to do certain things, they'll find a way to get you out the way. Marilyn Mosby, Sheila Dixon, Catherine Pugh. Whenever you represent the people, and if they don't like certain things because you don't bow and bend and break for their bull crap, and a lot of y'all miss it. And the only reason why I can share that with y'all, I became a member of Communities United of Baltimore, Maryland. I became a board member. So once you get involved with certain things, and when I say we fight for the people, civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights, I'm not just talking about black people. That's y'all stuff. When you go white man this, white man that. White people suffer too. Hispanics suffer too. All races, all cultures, but check it out. It's normally your poor people or your low to moderate income people that tends to struggle the most. If you live in a conservative lifestyle, say like in Baltimore City, to live impoverished, right? But in poverty or below the poverty rate is 40,000 a year. Did y'all know that? So most of them struggle to live a decent life. Now, if you making under that amount, my thing is, if you know you making $40,000 a year, but you trying to live the life like you making 60,000, you are living above your means. So yes, you're going to fall short. Yes. So now that's below the poverty rate here in Baltimore City. That's 40,000, 28,000, right? I'm one of the ones, thank you God, that helped them get the $15 minimum wage passed. I spoke on it twice. Flew over y'all head, didn't it? I spoke about it in Baltimore City, up at Langley Houston Center, and spoke about it in Annapolis, and we got that $15 minimum wage passed. Y'all ain't know that, did you? I put the videos up to show y'all. It goes to show you how much attention y'all pay. The Fitno, ooh, because I'm on TikTok, I gotta watch that too. We had went to get a bill passed for safe consumption sites here in Baltimore City. So if anybody's stuff is laced with the ethanol, right, and the opioid, and they go out overdose, remember that? Remember what happened a couple of weeks ago? We got the bill created. The bill went to Congress. Congress rejected. Did y'all know that? So when that thing happened with the opioid, that's why I ran out the house. Because we was fighting to get that reduced anyway. So guess what? $460 million was given to Baltimore City. It was poured into the community. A lot of y'all ain't pay attention. I sent the post out. It's a camera on each one of those corners. Pennsylvania North, Cumberland, they rally our people together in that one specific area. Y'all don't pay attention. You don't pay attention. The goal is to put them together like that so they can take each other out. And you don't pay attention. That's why I made the decision right after that. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays to go over there and encourage and motivate our people. Not just that. Cumberland, right there at Simmons Memorial Church, that's my home group. So the goal is to go over there at least an hour or two before, so I can stand right there and talk with our younger people. And not only that, most of the people that went out, for a lot of y'all that didn't pay attention to it, are seasoned. I'm trying to find where I was going to say drug addicts. They've been using for years. Those are the ones that mainly went out. Did y'all pay attention? Those are people that went out. That basically not went out, but they was going out. I'm not talking about the ones that's right there, that's doing this, maybe taking a few pills, stuff like that. No. I'm talking about your seasoned ones that been caught up for 20, 30 years. Those are the ones. But I guarantee you a lot of y'all ain't pay attention to it. Then you got these recovery programs, right? Where they're starting to use Suboxone now. For people that's coming off of certain things, the heroin and stuff like that, that's coming off of it. So this is another way of them kind of like helping with the withdrawals, but they're becoming more addicted to that now. If you don't know what's happening in the community, it's a setup. Hate me because either you're part of the solution or you're part of the problem. So hate when I say certain things. Hate me. Do you think the ones that I see that's using our people to profit. That's why I tell people anytime, watch where I go. Look at what's happening amongst the gentrification. Look what's happening. I tell people anytime you hear that word gentrification, I'm talking about in Baltimore City. Genocide come with gentrification. You can't place all the melanated people in the inner city. So you start letting them wipe each other out. But it flies right over y'all freaking heads. Oh, they doing this to each other. They doing that to each other. They were set up to do it. They will. They were set up. Now, I'm going to go back because I know a lot of y'all, mainly you white people, when it comes to Jasmine Crockett, and y'all want to call her ghetto, y'all want to call her whatever you want. She's fighting for the rights of the people. I did not understand, well, I kind of caught it, right? The way she come, right? She's a fighter. That's why she used her mouth. She tell all of y'all, her father, or she come from a religious background. That's all I'm trying to get to, right? I am a spiritual warrior. My mouth, I tell you all the time, is my biggest weapon for the body of Christ. I ain't trying to walk on water. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not trying to sit up there in the Lord said, in the blah, 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 blah. Jesus ain't talk like that. I didn't understand until when I got locked up a couple of years ago, right? I didn't understand how religion, organized religion, and politics is what enslave and oppress the people. Now, mind you, I said organized. It's a form of control in keeping people down. I did not notice that. God showed me that some years ago. Told me you walking in the footsteps of some great men. And women too, if you want to put it like that. The new DQ Reese's Caramel Craze either is the perfect blend of Reese's and caramel. You're part of the solution or you're part of the problem. Pick which one. Pick which one. If you know your people or your brothers and your sisters out there suffering, going through what they're going through, whether they smugged up or what. And I know it's not. And please don't get it wrong, because I had to correct this too. Some people just wasn't called to help. And I had to understand too, many are called, but few are chosen. And it's another thing I tend to say on top of that, many are called, but few obey that calling. A lot of y'all been called, but because of your fear, or you're afraid of how people gonna look at you, you're afraid of how people gonna see you. Because I went through those phases too. I want everybody to like me. I want everybody to love me. But then it dawned on me, as long as God loves me, my family, because of what I do, just like the rest of y'all, look at me as this crazy person, blah, 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 blah. But what I had to realize, my family is not as open to where I'm at. When I look back at my mother, for my nieces, my nephews, my son, my daughter, and I share this with my son and the ones that, my two youngest is the ones I deal with most. I watch my mother protect the people in Baltimore City in her own special way. So I'm only mimicking. So whenever you down me, whenever you talk about me, it's like you talking about my mother. I'm 63 years old. My father did not raise me. I can't even tell you if my father living or not. I remember at one point, I went looking for my father on 2 occasions. And the pain was so great, people told me back up. So when I hear a lot of y'all men talk about like the mothers and all of that, how they might, block you from seeing the kids and whatever, my thing is for the men and the women, please stop. I'm 63 years old. Still to this day, I want to know, is he living? Do I have brothers and sisters? Why you never came looking for me? It's that little kid inside of me that hungers. Oh, don't worry about it. Let it go. Because that's what y'all will say, because it's not you. And you quick to say that shit when it's not you. So when I see our children suffering or going through certain things, because that dad, or in a way we can say the mother too, but it's mostly the fathers that's not involved. Right? That's why I'm saying, mothers, fathers, stop. It's that biological bond that I miss. I know my mother, right? And she embraced me. She encouraged me, but it's like a part of me is missing. Do y'all realize the work it takes for me from time to time to feel whole and complete? Because I know my mother, the love, the affection, the attention, but not from my father. And I'm talking about the biological part of it. I hear y'all talk about money. I hear y'all talk about everything else, but I'm just trying to tell y'all don't understand the spiritual emptiness of that bond. And y'all know why I can share this stuff like that? Because I done work on myself. And I understand when that little boy inside is crying out for attention. That little boy inside is crying out for affection. That little boy inside is crying out for love. Because I had to go inside of myself. And when I went inside of myself doing my fourth step work, I seen that little boy in the corner. This the adult. A lot of y'all haven't experienced that and you can't even explain it. The adult man had to go and embrace that kid and say, I got you. It's going to be okay. So my goal as the man, whenever them childish behaviors come out or I act like a child rather than a man, it's that man that has to embrace that child in me. And I love y'all. Okay. And I just want to say this before I go. You can hate me because that's your problem. That's not my problem. Okay? A lot of y'all don't know me, but you hate me anyway. No, you hate yourself. I already know. Hey, Miss Lady, I was listening to one of your videos. I think it was early today. I was listening to something you was talking about. I loved it, Stephanie. Um, I'm only giving y'all as a man. I had to get to know Steve Copeland. You know what he like, what turns him on, things like that. I'm just saying I had to get to know me, but one thing I just want a lot of y'all to know, I am an ordained deacon, right? Look up what a deacon position is for a lot of y'all. Why did the apostles call the deacons to the side? 7 of us. First name was Stephen or Steve. In order for me to do what I do, I had to read up as a deacon. What is a deacon is called to do? So a lot of y'all might want to go in and quote scripture and say they supposed to help the elders and the blah, 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 blah. I help the homeless and the less fortunate people. See, you'll turn around and you want to quote scripture, but understand this. I posted something a while back when it talked about how Jesus came to embrace the homeless and the less fortunate people. He encouraged them. He motivated them. When it talks about the 2 loaves of bread and the fishes, Jesus encouraged each other to help each other. Jesus encouraged those that had more to help those that had less, as far as sharing and stuff, building each other. So whoever's preaching to y'all, whoever's teaching y'all, right? Then again, I'm going to go back a little bit more. I say whoever's preaching to y'all, because there's a difference between preaching and teaching. And if you have a relationship with the Holy Spirit, a lot of y'all, I never hear nobody talk about imitating Christ's humility. So whenever I say I'm a Christian or I'm a follower or I'm a lover of Christ, I'm talking about my character. I'm talking about my personality. I'm a loving, kind, considerate, thoughtful person. And if you piss me off, I can be a rotten, no good son of a sea biscuit too. But what that taught me throughout the years, y'all, I'm a goddamn human being. Okay? So when you look at Lucifer, great man or angel, God sent him on a mission. God gave him a purpose. He disobeyed God. That's all he did. And we make him out to be a monster. And that's understandable, because anytime you know the truth of God's word and you go against it, you disobeyed God. So a lot of your religious people will stick to the 10 Commandments. What about the 5 books of Moses? Do you hear people talk about that a lot? That's structure for your life, how God wants you to live your life. And I listen to a lot of y'all religious people who will go in the Bible rather than you sharing stuff to encourage and motivate and empower people. You will go in and you will share stuff that will condemn them to hell. That shows me where you at, where your self-esteem is at, where your personality is at, where your character is at. And I'm going to do this. Understand grace and mercy. Because y'all have a tendency of doing this. The sins that we committed before we came to Christ, he says, from what we read and study, they are thrown into the sea of forgiveness. Did he not say that? Before you came to him. So you giving your life to him, but he goes on to say, but yet you are still sinners. So where you became perfect at. But this time your sins are justified by my death. And the reason why I'm saying that, because if I sit here and I know the truth and I fall short, he already died for it. I mean, unalive for it. He already did what happened. But the thing is, it's not to keep making the same mistakes again. Do y'all tell people that? So what you'll do, you'll sit back and you'll sin in your own special way, but you'll turn around and point your fingers at somebody else because of their shortcoming, but you won't look at yourself. That's why I trip out on a lot of people. So understand the difference, because I didn't understand it at one point, between grace and mercy. Because by right, when we fall short, we suppose, because you disobeying the word of God, so when we fall short, you supposed to take you down. But because you're walking in the mercy, you're walking in mercy because you are getting today, you're living in something that rightfully you don't deserve. Because he already knew no matter what. He already knew. Watch what I'm doing. He already knew that as long as I'm in this flesh, I will never be perfect. Because it's the flesh that desires, or it's the flesh that's at war with the spirit. That's why when you know the truth of the word, the goal is to be the best human being you can be. Because it's the mindset, you get me, that will sit back and tell you to do whatever that's wrong when you know the truth. If you don't know the truth of God's word, you're not held accountable for it. Do your research. Do your study. Because guess what? I started doing a lot of stuff right because of the religion, and God started guiding me more on the spiritual journey. And I started understanding that, guess what? In order to earn that seat beside God, you don't have to come through Christ. That's what the Bible tells us. So what I had to start doing, and it's not to talk against a scripture, y'all. What I had to start doing, and watch it blow your mind. I know what Bible or scripture or the manuscripts are saying. I know that. But what I had to do, and because of my spiritual journey, was to actually pray and ask God to show me what he's actually trying to say through reading and studying the scriptures. Because you got scripture, then God will guide you to a point, right? Jesus, is you telling me to do such and such and such, or I'll do the creator? And I don't want to. Believe me. If you are a religious person, right? And whatever your religion is teaching you, then you stick to that. But because I was on that religious journey and its basis, it became spiritual after a while. That's why I always ask people that study certain particular religion, have you learned to build that or become spiritually connected? Throw you right off, don't it? Because normally when you in a religion, you're living according to the traditions and that religious laws. So I'm going to say this right here, and I am going to drop. Organized religion. I said organized religion and politics is the same things. It's a form of enslaving and oppressing the people. And you don't even realize it. Certain religions, you have to dress a certain way. You have to bow a certain way. You have to... It's their laws. It's created. And if a lot of y'all know Bible, you know scripture, Jesus spoke against religious practices. Y'all don't talk about that. You don't talk about that. Philippians 2nd chapter, verses 1 through 11. Emulating Christ's humility. Talking about the character. Talking about the personality. Talking about the human being. Talking about the human being. I don't hear y'all talk about that. I'm going to tell you this too. When Jesus gave the disciples the calling, he said, go out. And basically, I'm going to use my own words. Go out and minister to the people. Teach them. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Until I heard Geno Jennings. Trinity is not in the Bible. The word Trinity. But it talks about the work of that one. But it was the word Trinity. And I had to do research on it. It's not. But guess what? When you know that the Spirit of the Lord hovered through the universe, The Spirit of the Lord hovered through the universe. It was words that came out that Spirit. So God is His Word. Did it fly over your head? God is His Word. Whether you curse, whether you clean it up, it's the Word. It's how you use it. I had to do research on a lot of that. God is His Word. The Word, the truth. So look, in the process, right? The Word, which became the written Word. What is your religion? What do you study? That's the written Word had become the living, breathing Word. That's the manifestation of the Son. So the spoken word, which became the written word, had become the living, breathing word. Now, go to John, the book of John. Does he not say that? In the beginning was the word. Y'all will twist it around. Y'all will twist it every time. It say this, it say that, and it talks about how the word became flesh and dwelt amongst his people, and they did not recognize him. Some Jehovah's Witnesses, right, call themselves coming to me wanting to teach me certain things. And I pointed it out to them in their own Bible. I said, here you go right here. And guess what they did? They turned around and ran. Oh my God, he didn't. No, it's right here. It's right here in your word. How the word came to his people, how the word became flesh and dwelt among his people. It's how your religion teaches you certain things. I had to back up off of the particular religion. I was in the Baptist church for 5 years when I first got clean. And I was beginning to feel lost. So I moved away from the Baptist church for 3 years. And I had to get back into the church, so I ended up going to the Church of the Redeemed. I did not know the difference between religion and teaching. My pastor breaks the word down so simple and plain. And I'm going to tell you somebody else that will do it too, and it will fly over your head. Jamal Bryant is very analytical when it comes to the word of God. And you will miss him every time. And you'll start judging him. Watch what he do. Because now he'll go into he'll do all that now. But he's teaching. And he will share a life experience with it. And a lot of y'all religious, centered people will miss him every time. Try me. Because my relationship is with God, not man. Donald, if you look in my brother, I will never put Donald Trump in a place he don't belong. And for a lot of y'all Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized religious people that will put Donald Trump in a place he doesn't belong, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Because guess what? In Proverbs, it talks about winning favor in God first. God first. And then man will see it. Pull it up. Because I had to understand it's not about winning favor in men first. Because it's the works that you do that people see. That's why I tell people, make my actions speak louder than any words I can say out my mouth. I watched Wanda, and I don't know if you still right there. When we got the building, right, 908, Blessing, 2-house building, I watched something go boom. It came to a halt. I watched it. You know why? Because it was some people that was putting their mouth into my housing program. And God wanted them to see the actual stuff that I do dealing with our homeless and less fortunate people. You're a psychiatrist, you're a therapist, you're a PRP, you are a counselor. The point is, I ask you to help our people balance back out their life. When I deal with people, I work with them from a certain perspective. Most of the people I work with deal with mental issues, bipolar, schizophrenic, all of that. So I know how to deal with certain people. But the goal is to guide them to you as the professional. Because you understand the brain, you understand the mind concept of all of that. Don't play me, right? Because if I need you in any way where I feel like, I'm going to say my life falling apart, if I need you, I'm going to talk to you. I have no problem. But do not try to diagnose me with something that you don't really understand. Because when you do that and I spot you, going to ask me what time it is, what year it is, what date it is. I said, no, you not. No, you not doing that. And I told you what I basically do. And I watched this woman do that. And you know what I did? Because she said I'm dealing with anxiety, right? I pulled up the word anxiety disorder. It didn't describe me at all. It did not describe me at all. So when she did that, I pulled up too, spiritual warrior. I watched her get mad. So you don't certain people you don't challenge. So we were sitting there talking the other day. She's a psychotherapist. You're not a medical doctor, baby. So now I'm doing my research on you because you want to play me. I got a 9th grade education. You don't want to touch that. Because I have a 9th grade education, that's the last grade I completed. I'm not dumb by far. I will sit there and watch you. I kept telling her, why are you diagnosing me? I'm not diagnosing you. Yes, you were. I watched you, sis. And I started reading you. It's something about having the gift of human insight. And you was taking your knowledge. You was taking your study. You was taking your research. And you was trying to compare it to something that was plain and simple. And I watched you. And I watched you get upset. And ran out of the room. So I'm only saying this for some of y'all that's very educated. Whenever you study, whenever you research to learn about certain things, and then you have somebody who experienced a lot of stuff, who have done the necessary work on themselves. I told this woman, psychotherapist, I said, do you know what NA is all about? Now come on with your psychology stuff. I explained to her what the 10th step is all about. It's about doing a self-inventory. So I know how to sit down when I'm feeling a little uncomfortable about certain things or something ain't right, blah, blah, blah. All right, Steve, what's going on? So I have to evaluate Steve, but I have to start in the morning from the time I woke up. And I'm doing an inventory on Steve to find out why is he feeling the way he feeling or acting the way he acting. Then on top of that, if I said something wrong, if I done something out the way, because I'm doing a self-inventory. And if I feel like I owe you an apology because God made it clear to me, this is what I'm sharing with this woman. But you went and you studied and you done your research. Now you're throwing at me the medical terms or how I'm using simple words y'all use you know from your studying. And we saying the same things. Me and this lady saying the same things. So I'm telling her about Steve. Now mind you, I said 10 step. 10 step. I didn't say 11 step. Because 11 step talks about prayer and meditation. But you diagnosed me with anxiety disorder. One, in order for me to get to the 11th step, I have to do that self-inventory. Do you know what that self-inventory does? Whenever, and I said this word and she got upset too. Whenever character defects that's in the way, she got mad when I said character defects. Yeah. I'm telling her from what character defects are those things that cause us pain and misery all of our lives. It's normally like jealousy, insecurities, distrust, stuff like that. It's how you act out on it, right? I'm sharing this with her psychology ass, right? But she went into the terms. Cause that's doing this and doing that. And I'm like, But she's a psychotherapist. Right? So I'm sharing this with her. Know why I'm saying that? I'm at the 10th step where I'm doing a self-inventory. I gotta clear out the chaos and the confusion in order to, Lord, do prayer and meditation. That's the 11th step. Prayer is talking to God. Meditation is listening for his answer. And I even told this woman, I said, sometimes when I try to quiet things down and I'm listening as the Spirit talks back to me to answer through prayer is talking, meditation is listening. I said, sometimes I don't sit still long enough to hear the message. So, and this is what I'm telling the psychotherapist. Sometimes you'll come and you'll say certain things out your mouth. They go to answer right there. You don't even know you did it. So, 32 years of recovery. I have the working knowledge of the 12 steps, 12 traditions, 12 concepts. Right? If you don't understand what the 12 concepts is, I'm going to do this to you. That's the structure of an A. That's the structure of my business. Okay? I can only share with you from my understanding where it's at now. Education-wise, you might be well over there with it. But when I talk about the 12 steps, when I talk about traditions, do you know what traditions is? It's the laws. It's the structure of your life. Now, mind you, I'm using my words, layman terms, real plain and simple, but you want to come to me and try to talk to me with this education, this knowledge, your research, and where you think a lot of your research come from? People like me who have experienced certain things in life. And we was able to sit down because it never fails. We was able to sit down and talk about these stuff that they start writing about, that you study to get your license. So my thing is, watch who you talk to. Now, mind you, I didn't understand a lot of that until I began to grow. So if I sit back and I tell you stuff like Trulicity, right? Do y'all know what Trulicity or Trulicity is? It helps cure your appetite. If I sit back and I tell you how I used to weigh over 300 pounds at one point being a diabetic. Now, the lady told me I weighed 210. I don't believe that bull crap. 200. I didn't come from a 5X Blazer now to an extra large. I can wear a large, but it would be too tight. So I ain't trying, So I'm telling you the work that I was able to do by God to end up, turning my life around. And just because you're educated, just because you got a doctorate degree, that you studied and you did this, I'm only telling you the process of how I was able to overcome certain things. I was able to, my A1C, and I'm going on the diabetic part, right? Used to be 11.2, where I was able to get it under 8. And I'm sitting here and I'm telling them, the last time I checked my medical stuff, listen to what I'm saying. My A1C wasn't over. My A1C, from as far as I went down, haven't been 8 in over 25 years. Because of the things that I was doing. Well, not was, but the things that I do as a diabetic to try to reverse a lot of stuff. So I'm sitting here talking to the doctor itself, Dr. Lee. I'm talking to the psychotherapist. I don't know who told him come in and try to go there with me. Because my thing is, you're not talking to no dumb black man. You're not. And not only that, and once again, I don't care how y'all take it, I can only share my experience, my strengths, and my hopes. So I'm only telling you the things that Steve Copeland did to overcome certain things in life. I can't tell you about nobody else. I can sit here and tell you how a lot of the people, men and women, that I have sponsored throughout this process, they have time. Hey, what's up, Dr. K? Some of them are lawyers. I mean, some of them are pastors. Some of them are deacons. But, I'm looking at, because of how God used me to encourage and motivate them, the changes that came upon their life. Some of them don't come to NA no more because they live a productive life. So guess what I do? For a lot of y'all that don't understand what I do, I'm a life coach when it comes to my own clients in my housing program. And I told this lady this the other day, Dr. K. She's a psychotherapist. I said, you know what I do? And it starts with communication. I said, my goal with my clients is to help them learn how to be honest with themselves, help them learn how to have faith back in themselves, learn how to trust back in themselves. Because they got to feel it inside in order to communicate with you. It flew right over her head. It flew right over her head. Well, now, it's like 10. I looked at the clock. It's 10:15, right? She said, well, what was it? I don't want you to look up at the clock, but when was the last time or what time you think it is now? I said, last time I looked at the clock, it was about 10. It's about 10:15 now. I said, are you trying to diagnose me? No, I'm not trying to. Yes, you are. You lying piece of trash. You lied to yourself. And I'm only saying that to be smart, y'all. Congratulations, Dr. K. Now, look, Dr. K. And she is your psychotherapist, Dr. K, somewhere along that line. But what I was trying to share with these people, y'all, please learn to listen. Please learn to listen. I am going to say this real quick and I'm gone. Come over to Ben's platform, Dr. K. This what I did, y'all. Only because I'm dealing with anxiety disorder, right? I have a black boot on my feet. Okay. I have a boot on my feet, right? And I'm not supposed to put weight on my right leg. So I call myself mainly medically how to do certain things, right? um, to keep the weight off the feet or the leg. Do you know it pointed me right to that boot that I have? It's a non-weight bearing, and I hope I'm saying it right. Where once I put, because of the callus, it explained everything to me. Why they couldn't do this, Dr. K? It explained the reason why I end up getting that callus on my feet, right? Because my feet is not moving properly. So as a diabetic, certain things going to happen that if I get a bump there, it's going to cause it because I'm rubbing it. So now the Achilles, why do I gotta look this stuff up? Because nobody explained this shit to me. But you are the doctors, you are the professionals. So not realizing, the lady said it, but because it's not loose the way it is, she had to put 3 holes in there in order to loosen up certain things, the Achilles. Now, guess what? I was reading Achilles, and it talks about two. It talks about a human being, number one, that was called Achilles. Then it was talking about how powerful and strong this person was. But it was talking about his feet. It was talking about like the ankle part. Oh my God. It was just embracing. You get me, powerful. So I'm looking at the powerful part of it, right? I'm looking at how strong, because it was just, look, it was just I'm just talking. The Achilles, right? So it helps me to understand how important that is. So if y'all look on my page, right? I had this boot on. I got my walker. I have my cane, my crutches. And to be honest with y'all, I'm walking with the crutches. They wasn't teaching me how to do that there. So I'm walking with the crutches because the whole goal is not to put a lot of the weight on this. They was in there trying to make me feel like I was like this. I'm gonna tell you basically, the majority of the people that was in there, they are older they was older than me, diabetics and stuff like that, right? But their teaching was based around assisted living, where they have to depend more on somebody helping them. Do y'all know my son ended up taking my medication home? So I didn't have, I got to go down here and take my long active. And I haven't eaten nothing yet since earlier. But I got to go take my long active stuff. I finally got my medication back. So now it's 2:21. This is my reading. So I will take probably one unit because that's what they was doing in the doctor. So tomorrow I guarantee you to be like one something. Right? It'll be down for less than this. So, because I'm trying to certain things. Sorry, y'all, if I'm kind of confusing you, but I want to just let some of y'all very intelligent doctors and intellectual people. That's a damn shame. 9th grade education. I had to go in and do some research on my own damn self. So I guess that's what they call anxiety disorder, because I was afraid. Guess what? I even walked down the steps with my crutch and everything and his boot on to the laundry room. They made me feel like I can't do nothing. And the goal is not to specifically because of the boot, right? What? You did? Wow, Dr. K. And you said a hip replacement. Wait a minute, you just left Baltimore not too long ago because of the kidney thing, right? Wow. Look, I got people calling me out the yang, y'all, for places, man. Larry, shut up. Talking about the mass overdose. You just, bro, look, Let me I gotta go to my Facebook page just to share this with y'all, but I gotta get ready. I know which name probably over there. What team ain't come yet? What team ain't come yet? So look, if it let me do it, come on, because I'm on my live right here. Trying to see if it's gonna let me pull this page up. Now the only reason why I was doing this, y'all, because I had to feed myself some information to make things a little bit easier with me. And when I say that, I'm talking about as far as one, I know they don't want me to put weight on the right foot, but reading about my boot, it was telling me why. This is the boot, because I was looking for several boots and like shoes that you put on to keep the weight off of the area that I had the surgery. Remember, I kept telling y'all it was like something wasn't right for the way they was working with me, and I wasn't comfortable because I got to the point I said I want to go. I want to go because I felt like I wasn't getting the answers I was looking for, and it was just a waste of my time. And then on top of that, do not make me feel like I'm helpless when I'm a very independent man. No matter what, until that time comes where I'm going to need somebody to wipe my butt and all that type of stuff. And right now is not the time for me. I feel like I'm more independent than that. I'm watching these people where I was at, man, and I know they was taught a certain way. That's why I was trying to tell them I'm not knocking y'all profession. It's just to me, it 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 wasn't applying to me, the stuff that they was doing. So let me see if I can go down here and pull this select multiples. Come on. Stop. This is the boot that's on my feet. See how the front of this is up and the weight is on the back part? And it explained everything to me why. But y'all, this is a non-weight bearing boot. What I mean is, from the way it's designed, the weight is not supposed to be on the front part of my foot, my feet. And they had several other ones, but it was just telling you because everything is going back like this. So I put that up, and look at this picture right here. I got the walker right there, right? See the walker? I'm on crutches. And I walked over to the mirror on crutches. I was telling the young lady in there, I said, I want to learn how to walk with the crutches so I could feel normal as possible so it won't appear like I'm this cripple. And that's not to talk negative, but the way they're being taught, no. So guess what? Let me show y'all what I did. I brought crutches, and I'm not going to say to a degree I don't need it. I brought a walker. They came out my pocket. I brought a pot, the poopy pot, the bathroom right here. So that's all I got to do down here in the bathroom. Guess where it's at now? Because I was getting ready to order shower chair. The commode is in the damn shower because I said I'm going to use it as a shower chair. Because if I got to go to the bathroom and I got to use the walker, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Why did I spend money on stuff to be honest with y'all, that I really don't need. So guess what? Who they selling this product for? I don't give a hell. I don't give a hell. Now let me share this. I walked around to the market today with my boot on, with the cart that I had, like to put your groceries in, which I leaned on as far as like I was walking with the walker. I walked to the damn market and back. And guess what, Dr. K? I took a chair with me, a fold-up chair, right? Just in case I had to sit down and catch my breath and stuff. So I got the fold-up chair on the cart, right? And I walked to the store. I came to the market. I came back up the hill but I'm leaning on using that as a walker. Now I'm coming up the steps to pull it. A young guy came by, parked his car, came and grabbed that sucker. I said, thanks. I was feeling like shit, y'all. I was feeling like crap. Because they was making me feel like I was this worthless piece of trash. And I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to be smart, I know it wasn't really their intentions. It's just the way they was taught. And I kept telling them that. I kept telling them, I said, I don't know why I feel the way I feel, but something ain't right with this. I said, something ain't right. They trying to get me to do a walker, not a walker, a wheelchair. Then they want me to get a knee thing. And I'm like, I can't use that like that, right? Because I'm feeling helpless and hopeless. And if I can really, really help you to understand, it was more like, you know how once you get older to that point where you need others to wipe your butt, take care of you and stuff like that. And I'm trying to tell them, that's not me. That's not where I'm at. But in their mindset, yes, you are. I said, no. Even my son recognized the Dr. K. He said, Dad, because most of them in there was older people with loss of limbs where, yes, they need that service like that, somebody to help them and stuff like that, because they got family members in it that's doing this. Now, I was just starting to think about how oppressed or depressed some of the stuff that they was doing. And I'm like, that's not me. That's not me. I just, look, once I get home, I know Steve. And you can teach me whatever you want to hear, right? You can teach me. But once I'm home, my mind is already clicking in there. Once I leave out of there, I'm going to do it this way. I'm gonna do. But I have to keep in mind the way they teaching me. And I done told them so many times, Dr. K, this is not my first time being operated on this feed. This is like the fourth operation on his feed. I done had the wound vac. I done had all of that to the heel. And then not only that, I'm changing my own bandage and stuff now. So I'm just saying this to y'all, right? Because when I do my home therapy and everything, man, I gotta slide up and down the steps like I'm like the way they taught me. You know, I got plates faking for me. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, when they did the wound graft, that sucker looking good. Because I was looking at how, like here, right, where the callus is at, how it was open in the inside, but whatever graft they put across there, it just looked like it covered it. And I'm like, hey. And they telling me it's gonna be 6 to 8 weeks before you can do this, before you can do that. I said, please don't keep telling me that. Don't tell me that. Because that's not what it's like I can't comprehend that. And then, you know, it's certain things that I have to do with people. It's certain, I'm like, come on. I have to back up off of stuff, right? Well, you need to focus on, and I understand about getting yourself first. I mean, your welfare and all that. I got all that. I have no problems laying it. And guess what? The sad part about it, right? They fixed me breakfast and lunch. And there's a lot less to worry about. I miss breakfast today. Like I tried to tell them, I'm not a real early person. So now I got to get back into the routine of trying to get up early in the morning, like they was doing me. 7 o'clock eating breakfast, 12 o'clock eating lunch, 5 o'clock eating dinner. And then I won't eat no more until the next day. I'm not even supposed to go that long. If you know anything about being a diabetic. So let me show y'all this. My poopy pot. Can you see it? Can you see it, Dr. K? Can y'all see it? I put my commode in the shower. And I am not, because look. This is what I'm looking at, Dr. K. I said, I might have to get me a drill, right? And just drill some little holes right there in the seat. So once the water, now mind you, I'm not taking no shower no time soon. I will wash up at the sink because I'm not trying to get this thing wet. Yeah, I'm home now. Look at my commode. My commode is in the shower. I took the bottom out and everything because I was going to order me a shower seat, right? A shower chair. And I'm like, why the hell I'm going to order a shower chair when I can just put this commode in there? So I took the bucket and all that off it. I said, and then I sat in there. I said, yeah, because I can take the shower thing off, close the curtain and everything. I said, why am I going to order a damn shower thing when I got a commode that I'm not going to get up and poop in this damn commode knowing it's going to have to be dumped when I can just go to the bathroom? So you have you type 1 diabetic, right? My cousin called me, right? She was like, what the heck is going on with you? Because such and such and such and such. Now, mind you, she takes that other pill that cures your appetite. And I told her I take Trulicity. So guess what, Dr. K, just to think about it, I had to call the pharmacy today and reorder all my meds. My copay is $90-something because I had to reorder everything. I'm not taking the metformin this time because I was told leave it alone. And I'm gonna tell you, I just need to get back on my regimen because for about 5 months, I wasn't able to take my insulin because of I had to go through the process of dealing with SSI in order to get my prescription covered, not Medicaid itself. So I'm gonna tell y'all like this, and I'm gonna do this right. A lot of the stuff that's happening amongst SNAP and Medicaid, to be honest with y'all, Trump ain't got nothing to do with that. Trump ain't got nothing to do with that. This stuff been set up before Trump start making statements out his mouth. And guess what? When I watch, and I was telling somebody today, I have never, and mostly black people are diabetics, lost the limbs and stuff like that. In this place right here, I have never seen so many white people that's dealing with diabetes like that and loss of limbs until I went to this place. Because in my mind, it's mainly blacks. I see somebody, I don't know if that's you trying to come up, Dr. K, but I am going to, hey, Wynn, I just want to say I appreciate you, bro. You know, as always, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I don't care where you at. When I pop up on something, I know I got a good brother right there. I know that, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yup. Yup. I just want you to know that. Now look, see my Dexicon? I kept telling them I don't do my finger pricks and all of that because I have this on my phone. Oh, come on. But yeah, I told when. You know I'm getting ready to say Ben Lee. Ben Lee, you know, he started his own live about a movement. And his movement is about us coming together to encourage and motivate each other. He's trying to get Jasmine Crockett on his live because of some of the stuff she's doing in the community. And I'm going to tell a lot of y'all this too. If you down her and I run across your stuff, if you down her and I run across your stuff, I'm going to say something. The only reason why, because she is actually for the people. And it's not based around a lot of the laws that tends to hurt the people. And her goal is to encourage and motivate people more to come together. Because I'm telling y'all, as a community activist, and I see it myself, how when we try to fight for y'all civil rights, equal rights, constitutional rights, how y'all have a tendency of attacking us. And we only trying to do what's right by y'all. And not just that she's a politician. I had to pay real close attention when I heard she was a community activist. I knew right then and there she was actually for the people. She's speaking out for the people. See, a lot of y'all don't realize the difference. But I am going to end this, y'all. The point I love with the TikTok, I can make little clips later. Once I get better with my Restream broadcast network, right, where I could make little clips and send it back out. I've been on here for 2 hours. That wasn't my purpose, but I've been on here for 2 hours. All right, I'm getting ready to go too, but I'm getting ready to go over to Ben's platform and listen to them. And y'all know whenever I come, y'all, I come with solutions. I can only share with y'all the stuff that I do here in Baltimore City to help slow a lot of stuff down. And I know sometimes I speak out against people of power and authority that don't want, I can tell y'all point blank, don't want y'all to know what's happening. So when I look back at, I didn't pay a lot of attention to it, but I'm Kendrick Lamar. When he sung that song, they don't want us to know. They don't. It's a lot of stuff that keeps us into the dark, keep us in the dark, and they don't want us to know. And that's why when I run across certain things, I'll post it. Mainly when I see them talking about certain inventors on TikTok. TikTok is posting a lot of stuff, but before I send it over to my Facebook page, I'll do the research on it. I'll do like I might Google it, or not just that I will Google it. I will go over to Scoop, or I'll go over to Check Factors, right? Because they will tell you, like you have certain, I'm gonna say, black people who created stuff that the white man took credit for, and it will tell you history wise who produced certain things and why stuff happens. And I want to tell you all this before I go. Um, the Black Wall Street has not gone nowhere, right? Stop believing the bullcrap. It has not went anywhere. Okay. And another one, we got the Black Wall Street. Um, Kind of slipped me a little bit. We got the Black Wall Street, and that's it. The Black Wall Street. If you pay a lot of attention, because you'll find out that blacks had their own like particular spaces, and it still do. It still do. I was thinking about that today. We do have cities that's mainly, or I'm gonna say around the world, basically, right? Countries where blacks dominate more areas than what we realize. But they won't let you know because a lot of people's not posting certain things. So the reason why I'm saying that, when you look back at certain cities that they burnt down, that black people basically created and for themselves, you'll find out that Tulsa is a Tulsa. One of them, you'll find out that's not the first time. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. And the way I look at things, y'all, and I just want to say this to a lot of our white people. You have a whole demographic of people today that's black. My biggest fear when I hear them say something about the National Guard and all of this trying to bring them into the inner city, a lot of black people is not going to take that. A lot of black people is not going to take that, because we have a whole different demographic of people, the way our younger people look at stuff today. And they have no problem standing up to you. So when I hear certain things about, say, like Trump might want the National Guards to come in certain areas, I'm like, please don't do that. Because our young generation now, for the way they are at, they're not just going to let you do anything. They're not. And they will. The National Guards or whoever, they're going to come up against them. And I'm like, please don't do that. We have to find a better way and another way of doing stuff. I love y'all. And